Our guest on today's podcast is not only the hottest up-and-coming flyweight in Australia, but is about to get on a plane to Vegas for a chance to score a UFC contract on Dana White's Contender Series. Please welcome to the podcast, Chelsea Hackett. Chelsea, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, second time we've had you on the podcast, actually.
It is. I mean, you guys are up there with my faves, just saying.
Nice. We appreciate the love. Have you started packing yet?
Yes, that started this morning.
Nice. Is there some essentials that you need to take on the way to Vegas?
So I actually did a little question and answer this morning, yesterday on my Instagram, because I'm so bad. Like, I haven't been to the States since I was like 8 years old. So I was like, what should I bring? Like, and everyone is saying like Vegemite and like coffee. And I'm just like, guys, I can hardly eat like when I'm over there anyway. So like, yeah, it's funny. Power adapter.
Can't talk to Daniel about Vegemite because he actually doesn't have it on toast. He has jam instead, which is really weird.
Actually, I'm a Promite girl. I like Promite over Vegemite.
It's a bit better than jam, Chelsea. I'll let you get away with that.
I mean, yeah. I agree.
Before we get too much about you, Chelsea, I want to know how the nerves was cornering Selena on the weekend for Eternal 54.
Oh my God. How did you know? I was actually like, my heart was just beating out of my chest. I have never felt so nervous.
Wow.
Like in my life. Like when I fight, you know, like when it's you're in full control. So like I'm not nervous. I'm just excited. I'm ready to get in there. And that's exactly what she was like, which I was super happy that she, you know, just bottled it all up and took it all in. But I was actually behind her, like sweating. Like I was like, it's hot in here. Like it's freaking hot. Like I was so nervous. I think because with Selena, I've never worked with someone, like being so close to someone like I have with her. And like I was working with her like so closely through a whole camp. So, you know, I obviously felt a little bit of, you know, it was on my back as well. And it was her debut. So I just had those nerves. Like I knew she was going to kill it, but I was still so nervous. Now I know how my trainers feel. Like, and my dad, oh, poor dad.
Oh, I reckon that would be worse being a father and your coach at the same time. You'd be sweating bullets 24/7.
You know what's crazy though? Like dad is the best. Like he is so chill. I can never tell when he's nervous, which is why I really enjoy having him in my corner. He like just, you know, rides with it. Like, but he tells me at the end like that he was shitting himself. But like the way he just holds it together is like no one I've ever been around. Like my mum is an absolute nutcase, and like everyone else is a nutcase, but dad is just so chill.
Seems like the same story as last podcast. I think we touched on the mum and the dad stuff and the bare knuckle in the car park, but we'll leave that story for last podcast. Look, I guess every one of your camps so far have come with a bit of challenges in terms of either a super long camp or a pulled out opponent. We had another one of those as you lead up to probably one of your biggest fights of your career. How are you feeling about it all?
Yeah, it wasn't the smoothest camp. Like in regards to training, 100% it was. Like my training this camp was just on another level again, like from what it has been in the past. So, you know, we hit a couple of roadblocks this camp. We had 3 date changes. So I started training for Contender in May. That's when I started my camp, because the first date was July 28. So, you know, I was in camp in May, I was cutting, I was dieting, and then COVID hit. So obviously they held it out. They didn't really release a date. We weren't sure, but I just stayed in camp just in case it was soon. And then they released October 6th. So I think they released that in about July, and that's when I was like, okay, so I'm staying in camp. You know, it's July already, October's around the corner. And then they decided to go back to Fight Island and push it back again to November. So I've literally had a 6-month fight camp.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long have you been not in fight camp after your last fight camp? Because it feels like last time we spoke to you, I think you had about a 16-week or something fight camp for last fight.
Yeah.
Are you ever not in
last
fight
fight
camp?
was 12. No, it doesn't feel like it. Hey, like Like, I'm like, I don't remember when my last drink was. I just don't remember having a life. But no, it's obviously brought me to this next fight. So it's all been worth it, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when did you find out, obviously it was probably after your last fight, but when did you find out that you were getting an opportunity to go on the Contender Series, and how was that feeling?
So I got told from my manager that if I won that fight, I would get a spot on Contender. So I actually knew going into my fight in March that, you know, like there's a lot on the line here. It's not just a win in front of my home crowd. Like if I win, I've got that spot. So I was fighting for a lot. Like I was fighting for my future basically. So I went out there, did the job. That's why I was super happy at the end, because I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell them for a while. So, but in myself and obviously my team and my manager knew that, we were on. Like that's all that the matchmakers in the UFC needed to see. They needed one more win out of me, and then I was on Contender.
Because of the short turnaround with swapping opponents, have you had a chance to really get your head around who you're actually fighting?
It's weird. Like there's mixed emotions, you know, like there's frustration because we're now up to number 4 for this camp. Like this girl that I'm fighting now that's actually locked in is the 4th opponent. So it was very choppy and changey. My first one that I've been matched with, that I was matched with since, you know, May, she had visa complications, which is why she had to pull out. But from her, you know, number 2, no idea why she pulled out. Number 3, pull out. And then I'm just so grateful and happy that this girl stepped up, because it was only 3 weeks notice. You know, she stepped up about a week ago. So 3 weeks out. And at the end of the day, like, this is for a UFC contract. Like, I just don't know why these girls aren't jumping at the chance. Like, you just drop anything and just run with it. So, it's been rough in that sense. Like, I remember when I got my 3rd opponent, we were really excited because she was a southpaw. And, you know, it's no secret that I love mixing my stances up and working my angles. So we had her for a week, and that whole week at training, I was just, you know, like unlocking all of these new things that I was doing. And, you know, and I was getting really confident with this girl. And then she pulled out. So I was devastated after that one, because I was really confident and looking forward to fighting her. But, you know, like at the end of the day, I don't care who I fight. I just need a face to punch, and I need that contract. So
I was going to say, do you just spend more time just focusing on yourself? I know, like, just watching your Instagram and your videos and things like that, explosiveness is huge for you. You're always working on things that are based on your explosiveness.
Yeah, definitely. I think my biggest asset, especially in the division I am in, is my strength, but also my speed and power. So I think girls don't really understand that until they are standing in front of me. But it's something that I've worked on for years. Like, it's not something that you can just develop in a couple of months. Like, I've been at this for a long, long time. So I just work at it every day. Obviously, my main focus is myself, and, you know, getting to a stage where, like, I'm always learning, I'm always improving. But you know, you've got to look at your opponents. Like, I never not look at my opponents. You know, I see their past fights. I work out, you know, what they like to do, all that sort of stuff. But there's one thing, you know, you do a little bit of research, but you don't overanalyze and overthink them. You know, you've just got to put like 80% of your focus on yourself.
When you've been sparring, you had Beck recently as part of your little spar sessions. How did that go?
Yeah. Really good. I bloody love Beck. She is an absolute legend. I've been really lucky and grateful to have her pretty much, a part of this prep. We've had some awesome spars. They go 0 to 100 real quick, but you know, that's the fight. So I'm just so lucky that I've got her here on the Gold Coast. Like, she usually, you know, out of COVID, she does all her preps in the States. So even though she's an Aussie, she's never really here for her fight camp. So, I got her at a good time. She's, waiting to get the call up for Bellator. So she's in hard training as well, looking super sharp. And yeah, she's helped me so much with, everything. She's been in the sport for so long. So it's really cool to have someone with her level of experience just, prep with me and help me through.
Yeah, from looking at your Instagram and stuff like that, you look like you're absolutely dialed in at the moment and ready to roll. So, as you roll over into camp over there, what's the difference between? Well, I guess we haven't been there yet, but who do you get to take, and what's kind of the team that you're taking over with yourself at the moment?
Yeah, so for Contender, and because of COVID reasons, we can only take 2 people. So, and that's including me. So I'm only taking my dad with me, because he's also one of my main coaches. So my Vince Perry, my main MMA coach, obviously runs his gym here. And with the whole quarantine, when we come back, it's just too long for him to be away from the gym. So, he won't be able to come, but I've got Dad coming with me. And then when we get to Vegas, we're actually meeting Mark Fiore. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's a well-known trainer over in the States, and we're really good friends with him. So he's going to corner me over there as well, which I'm very lucky because he is a legend.
It seems like, I don't know, I'm nervous for you, but it's only because you're a fan favorite of the podcast. So are you prepared for quarantine when you get back? What's the plan?
The plan is to order Krispy Kreme and
this is what we had on last podcast as well.
And eat some burgers. No, I'm kidding. Jake, my boyfriend, was like, "You're gonna come back like a bowling ball." So like, my goal is to not let that happen. But no, just some workouts. I'll be able to do pads with Dad. Just kind of relax because it's been a really hectic 6 months. So I think I'll enjoy it.
And not that you need any extra motivation, but is it exciting to see how many Australians are doing so well in the sport at the moment? Like everywhere you look, they're dominating the game.
100%. And, the UFC are taking notice, which, is why I've got this spot on Contender as well. Like I truly believe that if it wasn't for the momentum that the guys and the girls in the UFC are making at the moment, these spots wouldn't be coming up for up and comers, out of Australia. So, it's definitely taking its own wave. And I'm so excited that like I've got the Aussie spot for Contender because, I'm on, like, Jimmy was the last Aussie on Contender. So, and he absolutely dominated. So I'm super excited to do the same.
Well, the next up-and-coming Aussie fighter, I guess we probably don't need one because DL and I both know how the fight's probably going to finish anyway. But do you want to give us your prediction on how we're going to end the Contender Series?
Yeah, prediction is a knockout for sure. We're going for that KO. I've been watching the Contender the last few weeks, and after every show, like, Dana White calls up the athletes and, hands them their contracts. But the one thing that I've been taking note with him is, he wants the finishes. Like he wants those finishes. So, maybe for a girl fighter it would be different. Like he wouldn't really mind. But to me, I'm definitely looking for that finish. And I know I have everything in my toolbox to deliver it.
Absolutely. Mate, we'll be supporting you really, really hard on the podcast. We can't wait. November 17th, I think it is on Australian TV.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that, mate. So thanks for jumping on the podcast once again, and we wish you all luck for the Contender Series.
Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you when I get back.
Look forward to it. Good luck.
Thanks, Charles.
Thanks, legend.
Thanks, Charles. Bye.